Welcome to the Explainer. I want you to just close your eyes for a second. Picture this in striking, cinematic 4K detail. Imagine a night sky, but it's totally dominated by a wounded moon. This moon, it represents the divine presence, the Shekhinah, wandering in exile. Imagine that silver light, right? But it's not whole. It's fractured. It's falling to the earth, literally like silver tears, illuminating all the broken hearts down below. It's a beautifully haunting image, but here's the thing. According to ancient mystical texts, this isn't just poetry. No, it's actually the hidden architecture of our reality. So let's step into this mystery together today and explore a profound secret that is going to completely redefine how we view human hardship.
And that brings us right to a truly radical premise found in the foundational text of Kabbalah, the Zohar, specifically in Parashat Vayeshev. It says, God is close to the brokenhearted. Now, we've probably all heard that, right? But the mystics, they take this way beyond just a simple comforting proverb. Think about it. What if your deepest, most inexplicable pain isn't a punishment? What if you actually aren't doing anything wrong, but instead, you are carrying a shared, cosmic burden? Let's unpack the hidden mechanics behind exactly how this works.
Here is our Pardes trail map to guide us through today's explainer. We're going to uncover the wounded moon's secret, dig into some cosmic engineering, map out the divine architecture, switch gears into co-op mode, and finally, reach lunar renewal. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Wounded Moon's Secret. Let's pivot and completely reframe our understanding of hardship.
Okay, the absolutely crucial concept we need to grasp here is called Yeserin shel Ahava, which translates to Afflictions of Love. Now, the texts describe a very specific type of suffering here. We're talking about hardship that has absolutely nothing to do with a personal error or a sin or a mistake you made. None of that. Instead, it happens because you are actively participating in the Shekhinah's blemish, the diminishing of the moon itself. This is huge. You are not some passive victim of blind fate. Actually, scratch that. You're a crucial participant in a massive process of cosmic healing. You are literally standing in the gap when the divine presence is in distress.
Section 2. Cosmic Engineering. For the adults tuning in, let's look at this like a shared network.
Think about the traditional view of suffering for a second. It's kind of like a personal error log. You make a mistake, you sin, the system flags it, and boom, you face the consequences, right? But afflictions of love? Totally different. This is a shared lunar server load. These afflictions are not error logs, they are shared bandwidth. The idea is that the Shekhinah's lunar server is incredibly damaged and overloaded right now because of the state of the world in exile. By taking on these specific, otherwise inexplicable hardships, you are literally carrying the server load. You are preventing a total system crash for the entire universe. How wild is that?
Section 3. Divine Architecture. Let's systematically unpack the flow of this energy.
This flow is incredibly precise, like a giant cosmic circuit board. The energy starts way up high in Bina, that's the realm of absolute renewal and deep understanding. Then it travels down through Gevora. Now, Gevora is the dimension of strict judgment, restriction, and yes, pain. From there, the energy desperately seeks balance, moving into Sephirot, which is the very center of compassion, beauty, and harmony. Next, it funnels down through the vital channel of Yesod, the foundation, before finally landing directly in Malkut. And Malkut is the lowest realm. It's the lunar dimension. It represents the Shekhinah herself, who acts as the ultimate receiver of all this energy, both the immense harshness and the profound grace.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the stark contrast and the absolutely necessary balance between these forces. Gevurah operates on the frequency of red. Think fiery judgment, restriction, deep pain. Sephirot, on the other hand, operates on the frequency of white, pure mercy, perfect harmony, endless compassion. When the Shekhinah is in exile, she is absolutely flooded with that red judgment. So what are the afflictions of love? They are our way of absorbing that red energy. We take on the hit so that the white energy of mercy actually has the space to flow back into the world.
Section 4. Co-op mode. Let's translate this into multiplayer mechanics for the whole family.
If you're trying to explain this incredibly deep concept to kids, try framing it like a video game. Tell them this. When things go inexplicably wrong, you aren't losing the game. Not at all. The Shekhinah is basically our ultimate teammate, literally the highest level character in the entire game. But her HP, her hit points, took a massive hit because she's stuck in exile here with us. So when we experience these specific afflictions, we are jumping in front of the attack. We are acting as the shield, absorbing that damage to keep her in the game.
Let's walk through exactly how these co-op mechanics play out. First, our teammate, the Shekhinah, takes damage. Then, we, the players, step up and absorb that HP loss through the Afflictions of Love. Because we're actively sharing the burden, the whole system doesn't fail. Both of us survive this current, super difficult level. And honestly, the most beautiful part of this whole setup, by suffering right alongside her, we ensure that we reach the final stage. We are going to ultimately level up as one unified, completely triumphant force.
Section 5. Lunar Renewal. Let's trace this journey from fractured back to radiant.
It's amazing how the physical lunar cycle perfectly maps out the spiritual journey of the soul. Think about it. We always begin with fullness, right? That initial state of bright light. But then comes the diminishing, the exile, the restriction, the suffering we talked about. This inevitably leads to the darkest point, the moment of the new moon. That's when the server load feels its absolute heaviest, and the night is just pitch black. But here's the secret the mystical texts promise us. This absolute darkest point, it is not the end. In fact, it is the strict, immediate prerequisite for the dawn, the glorious return to radiant light. So, why the number 10? Because in this deep dive, we have to remember that all 10 Sephirotic dimensions, from the highest, most transcendent crown all the way down to the earthly Malchut, must align perfectly to complete this circuit. It literally takes the entire 10-dimensional structure working in perfect, unified harmony to finally transform that dark red of intense judgment into the pure, brilliant white of complete mercy.
And this brings us to the absolute cinematic climax of our explainer. The texts assure us with this incredible promise. Those who suffer with the Shekhinah are renewed with her, like lunar darkness returning as fullness. Think about that. It is the ultimate rebirth. The healing of these broken hearts isn't just a simple return to the status quo. It's not just getting back to normal. It is an incredible, exponentially greater reward generated directly by the act of our shared suffering. That fractured dark silver literally transforms into blinding, radiant light.
So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. You are not a passive sufferer just floating around at the mercy of a random universe. No way. You are a vital, truly empowered cosmic engineer. So when the dark times come and the burden feels totally inexplicable, I want you to ask yourself, are you willing to take on the server load? Will you help carry the light in the dark?
Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.